All right, welcome back to Frontier Field. The Red Wings and Buffalo ready to play for the first game of this 4-game series. This is the first of 8 games left for the Red Wings and Buffalo for the final 15 games of the season. Wings with nothing but throughway matchups left with Buffalo and Syracuse. Josh Quetzel with you. Heidi Rosa in the studios. Thanks for tuning us in tonight. And the Wings and Buffalo were kind of in similar spots back in early June. Both of them were quite a ways back in the IL North race, but both have played about as well as anybody in the IL since early June. And here they are in a real battle to try and get to the playoffs. In Buffalo's case, the Bisons have the longest playoff drought in the International League, having not gone to the playoffs since 2005. Griffin Jack's on the mound tonight. He and the Wings wearing the black jerseys. Spikes logo on the left chest of the jersey with a couple of red stripes down the sleeves. Have on the home white pants, black caps with the red brim. Buffalo in their traveling gray uniforms today with the numerals on the back of the jersey in bright red. This will be the third start for the Air Force product Griffin Jacks. Jonathan Davis, the batter, and the first pitch of the game is inside 1-0. We're underway from Frontier Field. First pitch time and temp brought to you by Pathways Incorporated. 77 degrees at 7:05 tonight. The 1-0 Davis pops it foul straight back. 1-1 on Jonathan Davis. Davis hitting .259 with 10 homers. He's gone back and forth a couple of times this year between Buffalo and Toronto. Jax whistles in the 1-1 and misses low for a ball. 2-1. So Jax makes his third AAA start after making 18 starts in AA for Pensacola. 24-year-old from Denver winds and pitches. Swinging the ground ball pulled foul past the third base coach's box. 2-2 the count on the speedster Jonathan Davis. With Pensacola, Jax was 4-3 with a .269 earned run average. Trying to polish off Davis. He turns and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Something off speed and up. Strikes out Davis. I don't think that pitch necessarily did what Jax wanted it to, and I don't think Davis wanted to swing at it. It worked out well, though, for Griffin Jax as he got the strikeout. And one away as Socrates Brito now becomes the hitter. Jackson has 2 Wings starts as a win at home over Gwinnett and then a loss Wednesday on the road at Indianapolis. Pitch to Brito, clipped foul behind the plate, 0-1. Almost looked like more of a 2-strike swing that time by Brito on a fastball away from him. It's all left-handed batter back in there. He's having a pretty good season for Buffalo. Jax brings it to him. Very high, 1-1. Jackson, 10 total AAA innings, has given up 15 hits, 3 walks, and now 4 strikeouts with that strikeout of Davis. It's on the way. Fastball inside near the belt of Brito. 2-1, and the Buffalo designated hitter, Socrates Brito, former Arizona Diamondback. Jack's a quick worker, especially with nobody on base. Fires one home. Swinging a foul ball straight back to the screen. 2-2. Jack's 6'2", 195 pounds. Drafted in the 3rd round by the Twins 3 years ago out of the Air Force Academy. Wings are overshifting on Brito to the right. 2-2 pitch on the way in the dirt. So a full count now on Brito. A lot of the field in the shade right now. All the infield in the shadows. Most of left field in the shade as well, with right field still in the sun. The lights are on at Frontier Field on a very pleasant night. Very little breeze blowing at the start of this one under partly cloudy skies. 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Brito chased a changeup down in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts for Griffin Jax on back-to-back pitches that got Buffalo hitters chasing. And that'll bring up Andy Burns. And our first pitch time and temp was brought to you by Pathways Incorporated. Their therapeutic foster care program needs local foster care families today and provides ongoing support to keep children and youth here in our community. Visit pathwaysforyou.org to find out how to get involved. Pitch to Andy Burns. Right in there, 0-1. Burns, a right-handed hitter. The veteran has been swinging the bat well. The 0-1 from Jax tails inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. One Colorado native against another as Jax faces his fellow Denver area native Andy Burns. The 1-1, low and outside. 2-1 now on Burns. Hitting .284 with 16 homers. 57 driven in. A lot of walks as well, so a very high on base percentage for Burns. Playing back in the States this year after spending last year playing professionally in Korea. Jax brings in a breaking ball and leaves it high. And now a 3-1 count on Andy Burns. No score. We're just getting started tonight from Frontier Field. Jackson in the motion for the 3-1. Burns swings and misses. 3-2. 93 miles an hour in that fastball from Jax. Also features a slider, a good changeup, and he's starting to throw a curveball now and then too. What will he throw here? 3-2. It's on the way. Swinging a line drive, foul down the left field line. Caught by the ball boy down that way. And still 3-2 the count. Well, Burns climbs back in there as he tries to extend the inning for the Bisons' new catcher, Bo Taylor. Jax fires. Swinging a roller, foul behind the plate. Still 3-2. Wings defensive alignment brought to you by Niagara Scenic Tours. They have Barnes in left, Ian Miller in center, Ramon Flores in right, Drew Maggi at third base, Ronald Torreyes at short, Mike Miller at second, Xander Wheel at first, Tomas Taliz the catcher. Another payoff pitch from Jax. Breaking ball, popped him up. Mike Miller, the second baseman on the dirt, is giving ground to Torreyes, and the shortstop right by the second base bag will make the catch. That ends a 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Jax. After half an inning tonight in this throughway series battle, it's Buffalo nothing. The Red Wings are coming up on Fox Sports 1280. Jays in 2016 out of the University of Pittsburgh. He faced the Wings July 29th and got a no decision in Buffalo in a game that Buffalo eventually won. It was a little bit of a strange start for Zoik. He hit Drew Maggi with his first pitch of the game, and then 2 pitches later in his third pitch of the game, he hit Nick Gordon. Had a really bumpy first inning, but overall would eventually go 7 innings and pitch pretty well. Ian Miller leads it off against the sinker baller. Zoik's pitch sinks down and in for ball 1 to the left-hand hitting Ian Miller. Miller coming off a good series in Louisville, playing his 7th game now for the Wings since getting traded from Seattle. Zoik unloads, swing, and a foul off his foot. Ouch. Miller has done that a few times lately, fouling a ball off his foot. 1-1 on Ian Miller, facing it TJ Zoik. And Zoik has been giving Buffalo a lot of innings. He's gone at least 6 innings now in 5 consecutive starts, including that start against the Red Wings in late July in Buffalo. Miller back in there crowding the plate. Zoik's 1-1. Line the other way to left. Forrest Wall is right there, and he'll make the chest-high catch for the out. 1 down. Zoik makes his 9th start, his 11th Buffalo appearance. 3-2 record, a 4.42 ERA. In 59 innings, he's given up 57 hits, only 32 strikeouts, and 29 walks for TJ Zoik. 6'7", 225 pounds, 24-year-old from Mason, Ohio. Drew Maggi now will bat against Zoik. The pitch. Breaking ball. Stayed inside. 1-0. Slow looping curveball that time from Zoik. His last name, by the way, is spelled Z-E-U-C-H. Zoik. 1-0 to Maggi. Drew takes a fastball for a strike on the outside. 1-1. And Zoik excels at getting ground balls. A very high ground ball rate for him. 0-0, bottom of the first. Zoik unloads the pitch, and it's sprayed foul straight back as Maggi fouled away the slider. 1-2. Maggi hitting .268 with 10 home runs, 7th in the league with a nearly .390 on-base percentage. Well, he digs back in there from that right side of the plate. Zoik turns and pitches. Fastball low, 2-2. Zoik on Wednesday picked up a no decision against Toledo. Went 6 innings and did not allow a run on 4 hits. So he's coming off one of his best starts in AAA. 1 out, none on. He fires the pitch, swinging a bouncing ball back off the glove of Zoik. The carom glove by Espinal, and the shortstop throws out Maggi at first base. Only 1-6-3 put out at first. Maggie's comebacker ricocheting off the glove of Zoik, but it was not redirected too much, and Espinal then made the play, cutting to his left from shortstop. And Zoik out away from matching Griffin Jacks with a 1-2-3 first. He'll be dealing with Ramon Flores next. Forrest Wall is in left, Jonathan Davis in center, Roman Fields in right. Patrick Kivlahan's at third base. The pitch now to Flores, taken outside, 1-0. Santiago Espinal is at shortstop, Andy Burns at second, Jordan Patterson at first, Bo Taylor the catcher for Buffalo. 1-0 to Flores, fastball for a called strike, 1-1. Again, that defensive alignment for Buffalo brought to you by Niagara Scenic Tours. Zoik zips in the 1-1 pitch and rides the fastball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Flores hitting .314 in 15 games for the Wings. So far, more walks than strikeouts. Zoik fires. The pitch fouled down by Flores. And it's evened up 2-2. And the Wings yesterday exploded late in the game at Louisville. 7 runs over the final 2 innings on their way to the 12-1 blowout win. Wings taking 2 of the 3 games in that Louisville series. Zoik cranks in the pitch. Flores pulls a ground ball to first, right to Patterson. He'll scramble to the bag in plenty of time for the out, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3. We've completed one tonight at Frontier Field. The Red Wings nothing and Buffalo nothing on Fox Sports 1280. And now Bo Taylor leads off the top of the second for Buffalo. A recent waiver claim of the Blue Jays from the Oakland Athletics. Taylor, a left-hand batting catcher, 0 for 4 the other day in his Buffalo debut. Griffin Jacks coming off a solid first inning. Throws his first pitch in the second, and he drills the outside corner with a tailing fastball, 0-1. Taylor with a little bit of big league time with Oakland each of the last 2 years. Now the 0-1. Breaking ball for a called strike, 0-2. This will be our JFS Curtsy trivia inning, so stay tuned for that. 0-2 the count. Jacks turns, now pitches. Swinging a ground ball foul through the first base coach's box. Still 0-2. First correct caller tonight at 222-1280 will receive a gift certificate to TP's Irish Restaurant and Sports Pub in Penfield. Our question for tonight: what former Red Wing pitcher is the youngest to ever get the winning decision in a World Series game? 0-2 again. Swing and a ground ball lashed foul again off to the right. Still 0-2. What former Red Wing pitcher is the youngest pitcher to ever earn a win in a World Series game? Call 222-1280. And Taylor leading off the second inning for Buffalo. Jacks again with an 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, grounded the other way. Lunging stop at third by Maggi to his right. He comes up firing to first in time for the out. Good play. Taylor shot a ground ball in between Maggi and the third base foul line, with Maggi playing off the line a little bit. And he kind of lunged back to his right and speared that backhanded. Taylor is gone, 1 away. And the powerful Patrick Kivlahan comes up. Coming off a 2-home run game yesterday. Kivlahan now up to 25 home runs this year. Jacks fires. Fastball down and in. 1-0. Kivlahan started the year with Indianapolis. Got traded in a minor league deal to the Blue Jays. So between Indy and Buffalo, he's hit .251 with 25 homers. 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2-0. He's tied for 7th in the league in home runs. Just outside the top 10 in the league with 68 runs driven in. Jacks throws the 2-0 pitch. Goes off speed and misses inside with it. 3-0 on Kivlahan. Certainly a threat to swing away 3-0. Bobby Meacham loves to give his hitters 3-0 green lights. It's on the way, and Kivlahan is swinging, pops it up. Foul ground over by the first base dugout. Xander Wheel slides and catches it. Good play by Xander Wheel. Wings first baseman Xander Wheel sprinting on that shallow foul pop-up, and right by the first base dugout warning track, he went into the slide and caught the ball. Wings have made 2 straight nice plays defensively. Jordan Patterson becomes the next hitter. Jacks tries to retire his sixth straight man. It's 0-0 in the second inning. And Patterson, a tall left-handed hitter, batting .235 with 16 home runs. Jax deals to him. Swing and a miss at a good breaking ball down and in. 0-1. Wings shift around in the infield with 3 men on the right side for Patterson. Third baseman Maggi playing where the shortstop typically would play. And the quick-working Jax to the plate. Curveball for a called strike. 0-2. Jax looking sharp the first couple of innings. Shooting for another 1-2-3 frame. Jax okays the sign. Sends in the pitch. Patterson swings and misses at the fastball. A terrific inning for Griffin Jax. 1-2-3 with a little help from his defense. Middle of the second inning at Frontier Field. No score on Fox Sports 1280. We do not have a JFS Curtsy trivia winner yet. To my surprise, I'll give you the question again and a hint in a moment. First, the TJ Zoik pitch. Rosario stares at a fastball sinking in for a strike. 0-1. Rosario now batting .307, 10th in the league. With 2 home runs yesterday, he's up to 19 long balls. The 0-1, swinging a foul straight down, 0-2. 81 runs driven in now after the 6 batted in yesterday. Good for third in the IL for Willeen Rosario. Leads the IL in RBIs since the All-Star break. Down to the count here, 0-2. And now Zoik throws the pitch. Breaking ball fouled back. The bat, though, goes flying off to the left. Rosario lost control of the bat in his follow-through, and the bat helicoptered over by the third base dugout. One of the bat boys retrieves it for him. And now Rosario gets a little more stickum. In our question, what former Red Wing pitcher is the youngest to ever win a World Series game? And a hint, this guy's in the Hall of Fame. He is a right-hander, and he achieved this feat during the Orioles era of Red Wing baseball. Called 222-1280. Zoik's 0-2, slider outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Rosario. The other guy who had a grand slam yesterday for the Wings waits it next, Brandon Barnes. Zoik pitches. Swing and a foul off the front foot of Rosario. Still 1-2. And the Wings offense second in the league in runs per game, behind a Charlotte team that right now is scoring a ton of runs. Wings still leading the league in team batting average. .279 as a team. Zoik unloads it. Breaking ball outside. 2-2. So that's what Zoik's facing tonight, a Wings offense that is certainly among the best in the league. Zoik fires the pitch. Swing and a miss. A slider strikes out Rosario. That's the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Zoik. And now Barnes comes up. Now Brennan hit a late-game grand slam yesterday. Kind of golfed it out of Slugger Field in Louisville. It was his 27th home run. That's tied for the 4th most in the IL. He is currently leading the league now in RBIs. Barnes with 86 runs driven in between Columbus and the Red Wings. Zoik's pitch to the right-hand hitter. Barnes takes a very high fastball, 1-0. So both Rosario and Barnes hit grand slams yesterday. Something that has happened at least one other time in Wings history. The 1-0 on the inside for a strike, 1-1. Back in 1993, in fact, the Red Wings not only hit 2 grand slams in one game, they had 2 grand slams in one inning against Columbus. Zoik's 1-1, fisted foul straight back, a ball and 2 strikes. Scott Coolbaugh and Bobby Dickerson each hit a grand slam in the same inning in a big blowout win over the Columbus Clippers in 1993. Same pitcher gave up both grand slams. Here it comes. Swing and a little floater off the handle to second. Caught by Andy Burns, right behind second base. So Barnes flares out to Burns. And there are 2 men out in the second inning. 0-0 with Tomas Tellez coming up. In that situation back in 1993, a fellow by the name of Scott Gogolewski, who was in his AAA debut performance, gave up both grand slams in the same inning. I think Coolbaugh hit one on the first pitch Gogolewski threw after coming in out of the bullpen, and then later in the inning, Dickerson at one. First pitch breaking ball to Talese, floats over the outside corner, 0-1. Switch hitting Tomas Talese, batting left-handed. Zoik fires, swing and a dribbler up the first base line like a bunt, and that trickles foul. 0-2. Talese batting .310 after a strong road trip. 8 home runs, 36 knocked in for Tomas. Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing. Bottom of the second. Zoik cranks in the pitch. Swinging a hard ground ball right to the second baseman. Burns fields it. Throws to first. Talese is out, and the inning is over. 1-2-3. We've played 2 tonight. Neither team with a base runner yet. And it's 0-0 between the Red Wings and Buffalo on Fox Sports 1280. First pitch swinging, Santiago Espinal grounds one to the shortstop side of the bag. Mike Miller shifted over that way from second base, backhands it, and throws to first for the out. So 1 pitch and 1 away. Espinal on a 4-3 ground out, although that was the shortstop side of the bag. Next, Forrest Wall comes up to the plate. And Jim Palmer, not yet 21 years old when he shut out Sandy Koufax and the Dodgers in Game 2 of the 1966 World Series. The Orioles surprisingly sweeping the Dodgers that year in the World Series. Wall, a left-hand batter, takes outside on the first pitch, 1-0. Wall just got promoted from Double-A New Hampshire. First Triple-A plate appearance right now for Wall. Jackson's 1-0 pitch, low and outside, 2-0. Wall was hitting .270 with 9 homers for Double-A New Hampshire. Blue Jays promoting him when Anthony Alford got hurt. Alford had been playing really well for Buffalo. Jax deals the pitch, and his fastball threads over the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. Wall, a former high draft choice of the Colorado Rockies. And now Jax brings in the pitch. Low, 3-1 on Forrest Wall. Now, Wall recently called up. He's one of 72 different players Buffalo has had this year. They've had even more players than the Wings. 3-1 on the way. Lashing the ground sharply, but right to second base. Miller spears it on a bounce, throws to first, and Wall is retired. So back-to-back 4-3 putouts, which could not have looked more different. Miller made the play on the shortstop side of the bag on the Espinal ground ball. This one hit sharply, but right to Miller in a more routine spot on the right side of the infield. Roman Fields hits next, a left-handed hitter with burning speed. Jax trying for another perfect trip through the lineup, throws the pitch. Curveball poked foul against the backstop, 0-1. As 72 players used by Buffalo, the Wings adding their 69th and 70th players today in the highly touted Brusdar Graterol and Jorge Alcala. 0-1 pitch, lined sharply toward left center. Ian Miller sprints over there, and he makes the running back-handed catch. Fields is out, and the inning is over as the Wings have displayed some really good defense first 3 innings of this game. Midway through the 3rd inning, it's still 0-0 between the Wings and Buffalo on Fox Sports 1280. Bottom of the 3rd inning begins with Xander Wheel at the plate for the Red Wings against Buffalo righty TJ Zoik. Neither team with a base runner yet in Game 1 of this 4-game series. The 6'7" Zoik throws the pitch. Wheel takes strike 1 in the outside corner. Xander batting .252, 21 home runs, 33 doubles, second most in the league. He's leading the league in extra base hits. The 0-1, a breaking ball, swerves over the outside corner, 0-2. On the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard, first place Scranton Wilkes-Barre has really been struggling, but they are leading early tonight against Pawtucket, 4-0 after 1. Pitch to Wheel, he checks his swing and ball outside, 1-2. Scranton 4-13 their last 17 games. But they do have a lot of games left with Pawtucket, 8 games left with last place Pawtucket. Zoik's pitch swung on and chopped to the shortstop. Backhanded deep short by Espinal. He turns, whips a throw to first in time. And Wheel is out number 1 this inning. Well, nobody on as Ronald Torres becomes the batter. Syracuse is tied with Buffalo for second place in the division right now, 2 games behind Scranton. Syracuse and Lehigh Valley tonight, 0-0 in the third. Gwinnett leads Durham and Charlotte by 3.5 in the IL South. Gwinnett trails in Norfolk 1-0 in the second inning. Ronald Torres batting, takes the hard sinker low and away, 1-0. Charlotte has the early 2-0 lead over Durham in the third inning. Zoik's 1-0 pitch. Torres takes a fastball strike, 1-1. Fourth inning from Columbus, Louisville 3, Columbus 1. And after 3 in Toledo, it's all Mud Hens. They're leading the struggling Indianapolis Indians 7-1. The pitch, Torres taps one toward the middle. The shortstop Esmall flags it down to his left, fires to first, and Torres is out. Another ground ball out induced by T.J. Zoik. And he excels at getting ground ball outs in his career, a 59% ground ball rate. That's one of the highest ground ball rates of any pitcher in the IL that's worked at least 50 innings this season. Mike Miller bats against him now, and a called strike 1 to Miller. 0-1. Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing, bottom of the third inning. Zoik's 1-strike pitch to Miller. Right-hand hitter takes a fastball up and away. 1-1. Red Wings parent club, the Twins, are hosting the White Sox tonight in a relatively light big league scoreboard. They have not yet started. Here it is. Miller takes inside, 2-1. Kyle Gibson for the Twins tonight against Ivan Nova for the White Sox. The Twins 2.5 games up on Cleveland atop the Central. Now the pitch to Miller. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Cleveland is not playing today. They're on the road against the Mets. Series that begins tomorrow. And the out-of-town scores are brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 2 outs, none on, the 2-2 pitch. Miller takes just outside, a slider that barely missed. And Miller has taken it full, 3-2. Ian Miller would be next if the Wings can get him to the plate. Zoik into the motion, the 3-2 coming home. And ball 4 outside. Now Miller walks, taking a 3-2 slider for ball 4, and he becomes the first base runner of the game for either team. Miller on at first after the walk. Zoik had set down the first 8 he had faced, and now he has to shift to the stretch to face Ian at Miller. Left-hand batting Miller lined out to left in the first inning. Patrick Kivlahan at third creeps in should Ian Miller try to bunt. Zoik slide steps at home, and Miller takes a ball low, 1-0. Now the Wings facing Zoik for the second time. He was not with Buffalo early in the season as he had a strained lat that cut short the beginning of his year. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss at something off speed, 1-1. And basically Zoik missed most of the first 3 months of the season with that strained lat. #21st pick of the draft in 2016, T.J. Zoik. The 1-1 pitch lifted to left, slicing away from Wall. The left fielder will get there, though, and make the catch on the jog. That ends the inning. No runs, a walk. The Wings strand. Mike Miller on base. We've played 3 innings tonight at Frontier Field. Red Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing, and Fox Sports 1280. Top of the 4th inning, Buffalo nothing, Red Wings nothing. Jonathan Davis leads it off against Griffin Jacks, and a check swing foul floated off to the right on the inning's first pitch, 0-1. Just the 40th pitch of the game for Jacks, who has retired all 9 men he has faced, striking out 3 of them. Wings have also helped him out with 2 or 3 nice defensive plays behind him. The 0-1 lined up the middle over the glove of Jackson into center. Davis becomes the first Buffalo base runner, and that's the first hit of the game, period. Line drive right past Jackson into center. And Davis, who will run some, is on at first base. 8 steals for him in 11 tries. Buffalo, as a team, likes to run. They are second in the league in stolen bases. And Davis aboard at first. Jax now goes to the stretch. Socrates Brito digging in. Jax kicks and fires. Fastball low for ball one. Brito struck out on a changeup in the first, chasing a bad ball in the dirt. Came into the game hitting .290 with 14 home runs after beginning the season in the big leagues. Jax turns, throws to first, and back dives Jonathan Davis. 0-0 in the fourth inning. The Red Wings and Buffalo just beginning this critical series tonight at Frontier Field. Davis leaning but not running on a 1-0 changeup high, 2-0. Same two teams again tomorrow, 7:05 again. In fact, all four games of this series will be at 7:05. Food Week at Frontier this week. All sorts of special food-themed promotions, etc. Throw to first, back goes the runner again, Davis. Special food specials this homestand. Different food-related giveaways, all-you-can-eat picnics, and more. Jax pitches, changeup, 2-0, ripped that and missed, 2-1. Tomorrow night, first 500 fans will receive a special Red Wings t-shirt from Jeremiah's Tavern. In fact, Jeremiah's will also have a food truck here selling their famous chicken wings tomorrow night. Jax pumps in the pitch. Brito carves one foul back into the left. 2-2 on Brito, batting with a man at first and nobody out in the fourth inning. It's 0-0. Devin Smeltzer will be on the mound for the Wings tomorrow night. And signs are pointing toward Nate Pearson starting for Buffalo tomorrow, the Blue Jays' top pitching prospect who just got promoted to Buffalo. Now the 2-2. Check swing. Did he go on the breaking ball? Yes, he did. Strike three. Brito strikes out for the second time tonight. And a big first out of the inning for Griffin Jax. Jonathan Davis still at first base as Andy Burns comes up again. Now, originally, Buffalo was scheduled to start Andrew Sopko tomorrow, but Sopko was placed on the injured list prior to the game today. Tomorrow would be Pearson's normal day to pitch. He's not been activated yet by Buffalo, but all signs are pointing toward Pearson making his AAA debut against Devin Smeltzer tomorrow night. That will be a fun pitching matchup. Certainly later in the game, after Smeltzer leaves, Brusdar Graterol might make his AAA debut for the Red Wings tomorrow night. Be a lot of velocity in that game. Pitch to Burns, inside, 1-0. Both Nate Pearson and Brusdar Graterol are two of the men that would be vying for the title of the hardest throwing pitchers in minor league baseball. And they both could be making their AAA debuts in the same game tomorrow night, maybe. The kick, 1-0 pitch, inside to Burns. He pulled the hands out of the way, 2-0. Log on to RedWingsBaseball.com for tickets or call 423-WING. 0-0, top of the fourth. Davis at first with one out. All the field in the shadows now. The light starting to take effect. Here it comes. And that just does brush the outside corner. An off-speed pitch for his strike. 2-1 on Andy Burns. And now turns and eyeballs these signs from his manager, Bobby Meacham, coaching third base. Devon White, the former great big league outfielder, coaches first base for Buffalo. Jack sets letter high. Here it is. Swinging a chopper foul up the third base side. 2-2 on Burns. Burns, the Taco Bell K-Man tonight, and Jax has him set up potentially for a strikeout at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack sets up first base side of the rubber, bends in the baseball behind his back as he reads the signs from Tomas Tellez. He's ready, so's Burns. The pitch, swing, and a fly ball lifted to center. Ian Miller back a couple of steps, has it all lined up, easily makes the catch. And they're 2 away as Jonathan Davis has to return to first base. And now Jax will go after Bo Taylor. And Taylor grounded out on a good play by Drew Maggi at third base in the second inning. looking for his first Buffalo hit after just getting claimed off waivers by the Blue Jays from Oakland. He had played a few games with Oakland this year. His first 2 big league home runs, in fact, this year for the A's. Jax fires, changeup, swung on and missed, 0-1. Much of this year, Bo Taylor was playing in that new Las Vegas ballpark. Oakland's AAA affiliate, the Las Vegas Aviators. They have a brand new ballpark in Las Vegas that supposedly is just spectacular. Throw to first, Davis scrambles back standing. And Taylor was hitting about 260 with 8 home runs for Las Vegas. He's a longtime minor league catcher, made his big league debut last year with Oakland after spending 8 years in the minors. Left-handed hitter, open stance. Davis finally runs. The pitch low. Talese throws a second into the runner. He's safe. Davis dived in there as Torreyes made a nice lunging catch, trying to tag Davis on his leg on the throw that was tailing kind of into the runner. Talese made a decent throw, all things considered. And Torreyes made a very good catch on that throw, which bounced. Talese had to catch a pitch that bounced before making the throw to second base. A 9th steal for Jonathan Davis. He's into scoring position now with 2 outs. 1-1 to Bo Taylor. The right-hander Jax sets, now deals. Taylor pounds it foul straight back onto the screen. And Jax has the edge, 1-2 on Bo Taylor. 29-year-old from Florida, product of the University of Central Florida. Davis leads at second base, shadowed by Torreyes, the shortstop. Jax fires. Inside, he missed with a slider. 2-2. Griffin Jax out there for just his 3rd AAA start. And so far, this one has been his best. Backs off the rubber before the pitch. Certainly facing a Buffalo team tonight that's been playing well. They were 24-33, 9 games under 500 June 5th. Gone 40-28 since then to get right into the playoff mix. 2-2 the count, the pitch. Low, 3-2. Jax went to the 2-2 off-speed delivery, and Taylor kind of watched it all the way into the glove, just low. What will Jax throw now, 3-2, as he tries to wrap up this inning and get the Wings hitters to the plate? 3-2 the count, the pitch. Curveball tapped on the ground toward short. Torreyes charges in, gloves, throws. Taylor's out at first. And the inning is over. No runs, the first hit of the game for Buffalo. Davis steals second, but is stranded there. Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing. Middle of inning number 4 on Fox Sports 1280. Well, the Wings got the game's first base runner in the 3rd via a walk. Buffalo got the game's first hit in the top of the 4th with a hit. Still 0-0 as the Wings come up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Drew Maggi up first. TJ Zoik, the towering right-hander, throws his first pitch of the inning, and Maggi takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Maggi grounded out in the first inning. Zoik kicks, throws the pitch, and a curveball bends way outside. 1-1 on Drew Maggi. Ramon Flores and then Willeen Rosario to follow this inning against Zoik. Here it comes. Curve again, that time for a strike. 1-2. Outfield straight away for Maggi. The infield shades him to pull. Zoik cranks it home and misses very high with a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got 2 starting pitchers in Zoik and Jax, who with the bases empty work at very rapid paces. Very little wasting of time for Zoik or Jax on the mound. Jax throws, or rather Zoik throws the 2-2, and he thought he had him with a fastball just outside to Maggi in the judgment of plate umpire Dan Merzell. 3-2 to the count to Maggi leading off the inning. The payoff pitch. Maggi swings and lines one to second, speared by Burns. And Maggi peels off to the dugout, the first out of the inning. Maggi hit it hard, but almost right to the second baseman. One out in the fourth. Wings still without a hit as Ramon Flores comes up to try to change that. Flores grounded out to first, his first time up. Zoik into the motion. First pitch to Flores, poured right in there. A fastball at 91 miles an hour, 0-1. Zoik has a very simple delivery, just kind of turns to the side, kicks up his leg, and throws the pitch. The 0-1, breaking ball down and in, and a 1-1 count on Flores. Red Wings 63-62, Buffalo 64-61. At the start of play tonight, 15 games left, that's it. The 1-1 pitch, tails outside, 2-1. Well, the Wings play these 4 games with Buffalo at home, and then they hit the road for their final trip of the year, going to Syracuse and Buffalo. 2-1 to Flores, fouled away straight back, 2-2. Wings play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Syracuse, and then next Monday through Thursday in Buffalo, before wrapping up the regular season at home, 4 games against Syracuse. 2-2 pitch to Flores, left-hand batter, bounces one to second base. Easy two-hopper for Burns, the flip to first. Flores is out. 2 are gone in the 4th inning. And nobody on base as Willeen Rosario marches up to home plate. Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing. Well, certainly the Red Wings control their own destiny from the standpoint that if they go absolutely berserk the rest of the way, they'll be in really good shape. Pitch to Rosario, swung on and grounded slowly toward third. Charging Kivlehan, bare hands, throws on the run, and he's out at first base. A tremendous charging bare hand play by Kivlehan, kind of channeling David right there with that charging play. And the Wings are gone in order yet again. At the end of 4 innings, it's 0-0 from Frontier Field on Fox Sports 1280. Now for life-changing opportunities, check out the Rochester Educational Opportunity Center. The REOC has tuition-free academic, career, and vocational training. It offers a variety of totally free hands-on training opportunities for the in-demand needs of the workforce in the community. Patrick Kivlehan, first pitch swinging, pounds a foul ball up the left field line, 0-1. To learn more, call 232-2730 or check online at reoc.brockport.edu. That's reoc.brockport.edu. Top of the 5th, Wings nothing, Buffalo nothing. Kivlehan down a strike. The Griffin Jacks pitch, line past third, up the left field line. That will go all the way into the corner. Brandon Barnes has to go run the ball down as Kivlehan curves towards second base and goes in standing up with a leadoff double. And Kivlehan scorched that right by the lunging Drew Maggi at third base. 16th double for Kivlehan, and the former Rutgers defensive back now represents the first run of the game at second base. Nobody out as Jordan Patterson comes up to face Jacks next. So 2 hits now for Buffalo. Still no hits in this game for the Red Wings. Patterson struck out on 3 pitches in the 2nd inning. Jacks would love to strike him out again. The right-hander's first one, a curve in the dirt, and it hit him. It curved in and it hit Patterson on a foot or leg. So the double followed by a hit batsman. Jacks threw a curveball that bent in on the left-hand hitting Patterson, and it hit him on his lower body. And that's the first time Jacks has hit someone with a pitch since getting promoted to the Red Wings. He had plunked 6 men in about 100 innings for AA Pensacola. Santiago Espinal now at the plate. Short right-handed hitter. Wings anticipate a bunt. No sign of a bunt on a fastball inside, 1-0. 14th AAA game for Espinal, a former Red Sox farmhand. He's hit .271 so far since getting promoted from AA. First time the Wings have seen Espinal against them. Jacks comes set of the letters and now throws the 1-0. Espinal is going to bunt. He pops it up third base side. That lands foul and drops untouched. 1-1 on Espinal. He was not bunting on the first pitch. Then he was squaring on the 1-0, and he bunted it foul. Givlahan at second, Patterson at first. 0-0 at top of the fifth. 1-1 on Santiago Espinal. Right-hand hitter crowding that inside corner. Jax now places the ball in the glove. He kicks and fires. No bunt. Instead, a swing and a ground ball, base hit through the middle. Givlahan rounds third, heads for home, and scores the game's first run without a throw. It's 1-0 Buffalo on the RBI single from Santiago Espinal. And still nobody out this inning with runners at first and second. And Forrest Wall coming up. Well, Espinal did not hit that super hard, but into a perfect spot. A ground ball right up the middle. Well, Givlahan, who led off the inning with a double, scores, and now Patterson is at second. Espinal is at first, and Jax will go into damage control mode, trying to limit the run-scoring damage as much as he can this inning. Left-hand hitting Wall in there. Jax sets letter high, throws the pitch. Wall shows a bunt, and then pulls the bat back, and a fastball called a strike. 0-1. Buffalo scoring first, leading 1-0 now in the fifth. So far, TJ Zoik on the mound for Buffalo has retired 12 of the 13 men he's faced. The Jax 0-1. Swinging a fly ball foul straight to the left, deep up into the grandstand. And it's 0-2 to Forrest Wall. Wings are shifting for Wall. They have three men on the right side of the infield. Outfield shading him slightly the other way toward left. Two-strike pitch. Curve in the dirt, and it gets away from Talese behind him. A big, wild pitch that will move up Patterson to third and Espinal to second. There's a curve in the dirt, and Talese could not quite smother it. The ball rattling away behind him and slightly toward the first base side. Tomas just picked up the glove a little bit too early, and that bouncing curveball went through his legs. Well, that takes away a double play chance. Jax could really use a strikeout now, and he has the advantage on Wall, 1-2. He kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. You'll get the strikeout on something down and in. One down this inning. It's a fifth strikeout for Jax tonight. Remember, for every strikeout by Wings pitcher this season, Wegmans, Citizens Bank, and Paris Kerwin make a donation to the Volunteers of America to help them strike out poverty. For more info on how you can help, contact the VOA at 647-1150. Log on to voaupny.org or text the word strike to 41444 to donate. Now Roman Fields digs in. Jax pitches, swing and a miss at a changeup, 0-1. Fields, another left-handed hitter. A lot of left-handed hitters in Buffalo's lineup. Quite a departure from what the Wings saw in Louisville, where yesterday Louisville didn't even have a single left-handed batter on their roster, let alone in their lineup. The 0-1 pitch, changeup again. Fields checked his swing, and he went too far. It's 0-2. Changeup faded low. Fields tried to hold up on the half swing, but couldn't. And now Jax a strike away from yet another strikeout. And again, a strikeout right now would be very timely for him as he tries to keep this deficit just 1-0. Patterson at third, Espinal at second. 0-2 the count on Fields. Jax fires. And low for a ball. 1-2. He went to a third straight off-speed pitch to the short and speedy left-hand hitter, Roman Fields. Jax staring in. Brings the hands together now, letter high. Here it comes. Fastball called strike three. Fields gone looking at a belt-high fastball. He may have been looking for the off-speed pitch again, and Jacks may have crossed him up. Fields unable to pull the trigger on that fastball. So now 2 outs this inning on the back-to-back strikeouts. Jacks not out of trouble yet, though, as a good hitter comes up, Jonathan Davis. Davis 1 for 2 with a single. His single last inning was the first hit of the game, period. First pitch to Davis here. Fastball inside, and that hit him. Davis hit by the pitch. Second hit batter of the inning, and that will load them up for Socrates Brito. And wing pitching coach Stu Clyburn is now headed to the mound. Jacks went to a fastball that ran in, and it clipped Davis on one of his legs. Stu Clyburn out to the mound to talk things over with the Jacks. The bases loaded. There are 2 outs, a run in, with Buffalo leading 1-0. Brito coming up next. Jacks has handled it beautifully so far, striking him out twice, but he is about as dangerous of a hitter as Buffalo maybe has in their lineup. Well, now Stu Clyburn makes his way back to the Wings dugout. An extra coach in that dugout, by the way, now, with Brusdar Graterol and Jorge Alcala around. Sibney Bayo, the assistant pitching coach in Pensacola, has joined the Red Wings. More on that later. All right, the pitch to Brito, grounded to first base. A 2-hopper backhanded by Wheel. He'll underhand to Jacks, who got to the bag just in time. A 3-1 put out at first ends the inning, and Jacks leaves them loaded after giving up the game's first run. Buffalo leads 1-0 as the Red Wings prepare to come up in the bottom of the 5th on Fox Sports 1280. But it could have been a lot worse for the Wings. Buffalo had runners at second and third, under 2 outs last inning, and eventually Jacks left the bases loaded with just the 1 run coming in. Brandon Barnes leads off the home 5th for the Wings, who still are hitless in this game. TJ Zoik winds and pitches. Barnes takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Barnes hit a floater to the second baseman Burns for an out in the second inning. And now Zoik's 0-1. Swinging a foul ball off the end of the bat, straight back against the screen. 0-2. Barnes, Talese, and Wheel this inning against TJ Zoik. Former Pittsburgh Panther throws the pitch. Barnes shoots a line drive foul to the right. And it's still 0-2. So the Wings and Buffalo are getting started tonight in this 4-game series. 7:05 games tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. The 0-2 again to Barnes. Breaking ball chopped foul behind Joel Skinner, coaching third base. And it's still 0-2. We'll talk with Joel Skinner on the Nissan pregame show tonight. His old New York Yankee teammate Bobby Meacham manages Buffalo in the opposite dugout. 0-2 again. Curveball lifted on a line to left, but right to Forrest Wall. And he makes the catch in his tracks for the first out of the inning. Barnes hit that fairly hard, but for an out. And there's one away as Tomas Talese heads to the plate. Now Scranton Wilkes-Barre has the big lead tonight. The Rail Riders, despite their recent struggles, have exploded for 7 runs first couple of innings at home tonight against Pawtucket. And now after 3, the Rail Riders lead the Paw Sox 7-0. First pitch to Talese. Fastball slapped foul back into the left. 0-1. And Syracuse has a 1-0 lead at Lehigh Valley. Mets up 1-0 on the Iron Pigs on the top of the 5th in Allentown. Zoik kicks and delivers. Talese takes a changeup outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One run, 3 hits for Buffalo. Nothing but zeros on the scoreboard for the Wings. Zoik pitches. Talese lifts one foul out of play to the left. A ball and 2 strikes. Really nice Monday night crowd on hand tonight at Frontier Field. Zoik stares in, hands together in front of his belt. He turns, throws the pitch, and it's low for a ball, 2-2. Zoik, a very calm, simple windup. Not a whole lot of extra stuff going on, which is probably a good thing when you're 6'7" on all arms and legs. Throws the pitch. Talese whacks it foul to the backstop. And the count is holding on at 2-2. 65 pitches for Zoik so far with one out in the fifth. That's it. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He's only fanned one man. But with that sinker that's moving so much, he's getting a lot of weak contact. The pitch, breaking ball, hit in the air to left. Wheel, make that wall is going back. And Wall right in front of the warning track reels it in for the out. And Talese flies out to fairly deep left. Wall made the catch, and now Wheel will come up for the Wings. One of the Red Wings' top power threats, Xander Wheel, will try to solve TJ Zoik. Xander digs in there. Deep in the box, right-handed hitter. Buffalo leading 1-0. Zoik throws the pitch. Curveball bends outside, 1-0. Pretty good road trip to Indianapolis and Louisville for Xander Wheel. He's now leading the league in extra base hits. The kick, the 1-0, curve, low and away, 2-0. 59 extra base hits for Wheel, the most extra base hits for anybody in the IL, believe it or not, in 5 years. Zoik zips in the 2-0. Wheel taps one foul behind the plate, 2-1. The guy Wheel had been competing against at the top of that chart for extra base hits is now in the big leagues. Rafael Ortega called up to Atlanta from Gwinnett. Gwinnett's roster has certainly taken some hits lately, although they have maintained their first place spot. 2-1 on the way. Wheel gets jammed, flips one foul back over the screen. 2-2 on Xander. And Gwinnett still 3.5 games up on the slumping Durham Bulls and the hot Charlotte Knights. With 2 outs and the bases empty, Zoik has a 2-2 count on Wheel. He turns and fires. Fastball outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Zoik reaching 94 miles an hour with that fastball. It'll be a 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Wheel swings, and it's a looper fouled on the left field line. Oh, it's still 3-2. Now, Buffalo's been getting good pitching. Mentioned they're 40-28 their last 68 games. Their staff ERA in that stretch, second best in the league. Another 3-2 pitch now to Wheel. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. Espinal fields an in-between hop. Throws to first. Wheel is out, and the inning is over. The Wings are set down 1-2-3 again. 5 complete from downtown Rochester. Buffalo leads the Wings 1-0 on Fox Sports 1280. Stares in, winds, and pitches. Burns takes inside, 1-0. Jacks grew up about an hour north of the Air Force Academy in the Denver suburbs, and the 1-0 pitch is a called strike, 1-1. He is the first ever Air Force grad to get above the Class A level, let alone AAA. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball found the outside corner, and Burns is behind. 1-2 to the second lieutenant in the Air Force, Griffin Jacks. Talese hangs the sign, sets up the target. The pitch buried in the dirt, but that's where Talese wanted it. They were trying to get Burns to chase the slider. 2-2. Jacks gave up a run last inning, but it could have been worse. He eventually left the bases loaded. He kicks and fires, and a called strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner, and the Taco Bell K-Man is gone. 1 out in the 6th. And it's Bo Taylor's turn. Taylor's 0 for 2. First time up, hit a sharp grounder to third. Drew Maggi made a nice play on it. Wings will shift the infield to the right now. Maggi's the only guy left on the left side of the infield. Jax turns and pitches, and he steers the fastball outside, 1-0. One out, nobody on base. Buffalo 1, Red Wings nothing. Jax kicks and delivers. Swing and a pop fly foul back into the left, into the crowd. A 1-1 count on Taylor. The dangerous Patrick Kivlahan on deck. Jackson unloads the plate, and it is low for a ball. 2-1. Well, this is the first full year Jax has been able to pitch in pro baseball. Now that he's a part of the what they call world-class athlete program in the military. 2-1 now. Line sharply to center and a base hit. Now, Bo Taylor smacked that one to center for his first hit as a member of the Blue Jays organization. He's on at first with one out as Kivlahan comes up. And Jackson had to spend his time pitching in the Twins system. Basically went on leave from the Air Force previously, but now with baseball back in the Olympics in 2020, he is part of what they call the world-class athlete program. And so he's not currently active military, and he's pitching this entire season in the Twins system. Pitch to Kivlahan, runs down and in for ball 1. 1-0. Now Kivlahan scored the run last inning, leading things off in the fifth with a hard-hit double into the left field corner. This guy's had some good games against the Wings this season. Throw to first, and the runner, Taylor, scrambles back. Now, Kivlahan, early in the year when the Wings finally played Buffalo for the first time, had a 2-home run game against the Red Wings at Frontier Field. Jax kicks, throws the pitch, swinging a ground ball, roped foul behind the third base coach and manager of the Bisons, Bobby Meacham. A ball and a strike on Kivlahan. And 25 home runs overall this year, 21 of them he has hit while wearing a Buffalo uniform. Jax looks to first now, throws the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to shortstop. Torreyes charges to glove it. Throws the second one. Mike Miller guns the first. In time, double play. 6-4-3 to win the inning. That was an excellently turned double play by the Red Wings. And we played 5.5 at Frontier Field. It's still a 1-0 Buffalo lead over the hitless Red Wings tonight on Fox Sports 1280. Wings trying to take some baby steps here. They need a hit before scoring a run. It's 1-0 Buffalo. Ronald Torreyes leads off the bottom of the sixth inning. The Zoik pitch is lined through the legs of Zoik. Glove behind second by Burns, and the second baseman throws out Torreyes at first base. Wow. Torreyes lined that right back up the middle. That literally went through the legs of Zoik, and the second baseman Burns had him played perfectly right up the middle. Grabbed the ball on a bounce or two, and then threw out Torreyes at first base. Now that had base hit written all over it, but the defensive positioning for Buffalo prevented Torreyes from getting a hit. Mike Miller now bats and takes a ball low and away, 1-0. 1-0 Buffalo, sixth inning. Red Wings do have action going in their bullpen. Zoik fires, and Miller takes the ball in the dirt, 2-0. Left-hander Sam Clay throwing in the Red Wing bullpen right now. Mike Miller's the only Red Wing to reach base tonight. He drew a two-out walk in the third. That's been it. Zoik pitches, swinging a ground ball to third base. It is a fair ball, backhanded by Kivlahan behind the bag, and he throws out Miller at first base. Ground ball that was hugging the third base line. Kivlahan was there, though, to field it behind the bag. And then he threw out Miller. The two outs as Ian Miller comes up for the Red Wings. One out away from TJ Zoik, going through 6 hitless innings tonight. Buffalo 1, Rochester nothing. Zoik's pitch now to the left-handed speedster Miller. Breaking ball grounded toward first base. Knocked down backhanded by Patterson. He barehands the ball, races to first base, beating Miller easily. And the inning is over. Lickety split, 1-2-3. The Wings are set aside on 5 pitches in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Still 1-0 Buffalo on Fox Sports 1280. All right, on the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard through 4 innings in Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, the first-place Rail Riders lead Pawtucket 7-0. Clay, lefty to lefty, stretches and pitches. Breaking ball, found the inside corner, 0-1. Syracuse still leads at Lehigh Valley 1-0. Midway through the 6th inning in Allentown. Clay pumps home the 0-1. Breaking ball tapped on the ground, left of the mound. It is going to be attempted to be charged on and played by Maggi, but it skipped by him. And Patterson will reach in what will likely be an infield single. Clay moving off the mound, reached out, and I think he had a chance to make the play, but may have been called off by Maggi. And then Maggi running in tried to barehand it and could not. So a little soft infield single for Patterson to begin the 7th. And he's aboard ahead of Santiago Espinal. I don't know if Clay decided not to try to field that or if he did actually attempt to field it and just miss. Anyway, Clay would have had a much easier play as it turned out than Maggi. Pitch to Espinal. Called a strike, 0-1. Espinal grounded a single through the middle in the 5th inning to drive in Patrick Kivlahan, which is still the only run of this game. Clay pauses belt high. Throws the 0-1. Swing and a Q-shot roller foul behind the plate. 0-2. 6th inning from Toledo. The Mud Hens blasting Indianapolis 11-3 tonight. Louisville and Columbus are now tied at 4 in the 7th inning from Columbus. And Charlotte has a 6-1 lead in Durham in the 5th. Cautious lead for Patterson at first base. Clay's 0-2. Fastball outside, 1-2. 5th inning from Norfolk. The Tides lead Gwinnett 4-1. And now you're up to date on what's going on around the International League. Clay from the extreme third base side of the rubber delivers the pitch. Swing and a foul, tomahawked well off to the right. Still 1-2. Wings Parent Club, the Twins, have struck for 2 first-inning runs against the White Sox. RBI hits from Jorge Polanco and the just activated off the injured list Nelson Cruz. 2-0 Twins in the 2nd now at Target Field. Clay's 1-2 again. Backdoor breaking ball stays outside, 2-2. And Nelson Cruz freshly off the injured list today. The Twins demoting Zach Littell to the Red Wings. The Wings not only making some transactions today, they're going to have some more transactions coming up in the next day or two. Clay pitches. Breaking ball grounded to third base. Gloved by Maggi. To second for 1. Miller guns to first. It's not in time. Espinal quick enough to avoid the double play. But the Wings do get the lead force on Patterson at second base. Now Espinal is at first as Forrest Wall comes up. 1-0 Buffalo. And with Brusdar Gratterall and Jorge Alcala arriving today, DJ Baxendale was placed on the injured list, and Adam Bray was sent back down to Double-A Pensacola, although Bray's been pitching really well. Lefty to lefty now with Wall, the batter. Clay sets and throws the pitch. Slider down and away, 1-0. And it's expected that Trevor Hildenberger will be activated off the Red Wings injured list tomorrow. Hildenberger, who's been rehabbing in Florida, has arrived in Rochester, was here during batting practice today, and it's anticipated that he's going to be coming off the injured list tomorrow. And they have to make room for Littell. The 1-0 pitch, low and away, 2-0. Littell's coming down. Hildenberger's coming off the injured list. More changes will be yet to come. Runner at first, 1 out in the 7th. Buffalo 1, the Red Wings nothing. The Wings do not have a hit off Buffalo starting pitcher T.J. Zoik through 6 innings. Clay a deep breath, throws the pitch. Slider clipped to the outside corner, 2-1. I mentioned the Wings now have a new coach in the dugout. Sydney Bayo is one of the two pitching coaches the Twins had in Pensacola. Bayo and Justin Willard essentially shared pitching coach duties there. The delivery, swing and a miss, 2-2. With Brusdar Graterol and Jorge Alcala having very good relationships with Sydney Bayo, they meaning the Twins, decided to have Bayo accompany Graterol and Alcala to Rochester for the rest of the season. Now the 2-2. Wall takes an inside corner, called strike 3. Fastball got him looking. So 2 outs now in the 7th. Clay trying to leave a man on base. Will now go after another left-handed hitter, Roman Fields. Pretty good spot of the lineup for the Wings to bring Clay into the game. With 3 of the 4 men he'll face this inning batting from the left side. Clay pitched once on the road trip in Indianapolis and had a terrific outing. Here it comes to Fields. Breaking ball, darts in there, 0-1. And Clay picked up a save in Indianapolis the last night of that series Thursday and went 2+ innings of really dominant relief against Indianapolis. The look to first, the 0-1. Fields pokes a foul ball into the third base side grandstand. And Clay had jumped out in front of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Next half inning, the Wings will have Maggi, Flores, and Rosario coming up. Can they finally break through with a base hit? Clay cranks in the pitch. Slider low and away, 1-2. Espinal was bluffing a steal on that last pitch. He takes his lead again, held on by Xander Wheel. Clay glances over there. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket product throws the pitch, swinging a squibber out in front of the plate. Clay comes in to field it. He turns, throws the first. Fields is out by half a step. And the inning is over. No runs, an infield single. 1 man left on. Stretch time from Frontier Field. Buffalo 1, Red Wings nothing. Here on Fox Sports 1280. First pitch of this inning to Maggi, a breaking ball. Slider on the outside corner, 0-1. Maggi, for example, hit the ball hard his last time up, but his line drive was right to the second baseman, Andy Burns. The 0-1, Maggi swings and misses at a breaking pitch. And it's 0-2. Ramon Flores would be next. The kick, the pitch. Slider in the dirt, 1-2. I believe the last time a Wings opponent took a no-hitter into the 7th inning, a single pitcher no-hitter anyway, Chance Adams, the Yankee prospect, late last July for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. The kick, the 1-2, breaking ball jerked in the ground foul behind the third base coach's box. And it remains 1-2 on Drew Maggi. That was in a doubleheader game, too, so had Adams completed the 7th inning without allowing a hit, it would have been a 7-inning no-hitter, except that game was 0-0. Wound up going to extra innings, and the Wings won the game 1-0. The pitch, line foul, up against the screen above the first base dugout. Still 1-2 on Maggi. Zoik calmly looks in. The big man throws the pitch. And Maggi leans away from a fastball low and in. 2-2 the count on Maggi. Not a lot of margin for error with just a 1-run lead for Zoik. The kick, the 2-2. Maggi bounces one left side, charging in Kivlahan, the third baseman. He throws in the run, and Maggi's out at first base. 1 out in the 7th. Another ground ball out induced by Zoik with that good sinker. Here he is, 6 1/3 no-hit innings under his belt. He has struck out only 1 man. Very unusual. Well, Ramon Flores could be the guy to break it up. Flores 0 for 2 today with a pair of ground outs, but has swung a good bat since joining the Red Wings. Zoik's pitch to the left-hand hitter, a curveball called a strike, 0-1. Outfield shades Flores a bit the other way toward left. Zoik's 1-strike pitch. Curve again, and a called strike again. 0-2. Back-to-back curveballs from Zoik. He's not throwing a ton of curveballs tonight, but 2 in a row that have been in there for strikes on Flores. 2-strike pitch. Another curve and another called strike. Flores has gone looking on 3 straight slow curveballs for called strikes. And there's the second strikeout of the game for Zoik. He really surprised Flores with the 3 straight curveballs. And a good job of Bo Taylor getting the call on that last third strike, which looked like it may have been low, but Dan Merzel called it strike 3. Willeen Rosario's the hitter. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 Buffalo. Zoik's pitch to Willeen. Fastball low, and ball 1. Rosario nearly got an infield single in the 4th. Hit a squibber to third base, but Kivlehan made a really good play. The pitch down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Kivlehan charged in, barehanded the ball leaning over, and then threw a perfect throw to first to retire Rosario in the 4th inning. The kick in the 1-1 backs away Rosario, a tailing fastball inside. 2 balls and a strike. Tonight, the 6th straight start for Zoik, in which he's pitched at least 6 innings. Here it comes. Rosario hits a bouncing ball past the mound to second. Burns charges in to glove it, throws to first. Rosario's easily out, and the inning is over with the Wings set aside. 1-2-3 yet again. And through 7 innings, the Wings do not have a hit. Buffalo 1, Red Wings nothing on Fox Sports 1280. Your friend in the digital frontier. Call 1-888-FRONTIER or visit frontier.com to switch today. Top of the 8th inning, Buffalo ahead 1-0. Jonathan Davis leads it off against Sam Clay. Clay's first pitch of the inning, fastball outside, 1-0. And TJ Zoik has pitched 7 no-hit innings for the Bisons. He's at 92 pitches. Clay's 1-0. Davis danced out of the way of a fastball near his feet, 2-0. Zoik's season high in pitches is 103. The kick, the 2-0, bounced near the feet of Davis again. Did that hit him? Yeah, it hit him. Second time Davis has been hit by a pitch. He got hit by a pitch in the 5th inning from Griffin Jackson. Now Clay's hit him with a pitch. Davis aboard. Got hit on his left foot by that pitch down and in from Sam Clay. Davis is at first with Socrates Brito now facing Clay. Lefty versus lefty. Brito a tough night against Jack, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Clay looks over to first base, throws the pitch. Brito shows a bunt and then takes ball 1 low. Clay has not thrown a strike yet here in the 8th. And the Wings bullpen will now begin to stir a little bit. It's 1-0 Buffalo. 5 hits for the Bisons, not a single hit for the Wings tonight. One-0 delivery. Breaking ball grounded up the left side and a base hit into left center field. Davis streaks around first. He'll make it to third without a throw. And runners are at the corners now for Buffalo. Brito took advantage of a shift on the infield and grounded that one almost right directly where the shortstop normally would be playing. Goes as a clean single for him. Davis scrambling all the way around to third base. And Buffalo has a very good chance now to add on to their lead. And they've got Andy Burns coming up with men at the corners and nobody out. Burns went 0 for 3 against Griffin Jacks. And Buffalo had a chance in the 5th inning to score more than 1 run, but Jacks ultimately left the bases loaded that inning. Clay sets. He fires. Veteran Burns takes a fastball in the inside corner. 0-1. While Jacks tries to escape this jam in the 8th, the Wings begin to tune up hard-throwing right-hander Fernando Romero in their bullpen. Clay likes the sign from Talese. 1-strike pitch. Slider lined up the left field side, but a foul ball off the side fence. Clay has jumped in front of Burns, 0-2. And the Wings coming into play tonight in 4th place in the North. 3 back of Scranton and a game behind both Syracuse and Buffalo. Buffalo obviously winning. Syracuse is still winning. 1-0 at Lehigh Valley. They've now finished 7 innings at Coca-Cola Park. 2-strike pitch. Burns swings, and it's a soft liner down the left field line for a fair ball. Davis has scored. Brito all the way to third, gets the stop sign there. And it's an RBI double for Burns to make it 2-0. Burns on an 0-2 pitch didn't hit it real hard, but looped that in a perfect spot up the left field line. And Buffalo now up by 2 runs and a chance to really add on now in the 8th with minute 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. And Red Wing pitching coach Stu Clyburn is again heading out to the mound for a visit. Well, in a night in which the Wings are having trouble just getting guys on base, they're now trailing by a couple of runs, and it very easily could become a larger deficit in a moment. And Bo Taylor will be coming up for Buffalo as the plate umpire Dan Merzell now walks to the mound to shoo Stu Clyburn back to the dugout. Taylor's 1 for 3 tonight. His base hit in the 6th inning off Griffin Jacks was his first hit in 2 games as a Buffalo Bison. And most of this year, Taylor had spent in the Pacific Coast League with Las Vegas, with a little bit of time in the big leagues with Oakland. Well, the Wings will play the infield in for Taylor. Clay sets at the belt. The southpaw whips in the pitch. Fastball inside, 1-0. Throw back to the pitcher. Clay got away from Clay, and he has to run it down now behind the mound as Brito was eyeballing that from third base. Brito's at third. Burns after the RBI double is at second. Buffalo 2, Red Wings 0. Clay behind in the count 1-0, throws the next one. Taylor takes in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Scranton is still in front, 7-0. All of their runs in the first 2 innings tonight as they are leading Pawtucket at home in the 6th inning. It's been a tough night all the way around so far for the Wings. Here it comes. Breaking ball sweeps in for a called strike. 2-1 on Bo Taylor. Patrick Kivlahan waits to hit next for Buffalo. Clay fires. Slider called a strike. 2-2. Another pitch like that, Clay might get Taylor for the first out of the inning. That was a sharp slider. Clay pauses and pitches. Breaking ball poked on the line to center. Ian Miller is there to make the catch. The runner at third is tagging. Throw comes toward third base, so Brito scores standing up, and it's 3-0 Buffalo on the Bo Taylor sacrifice fly. Brito comes in to score the run with the throw going to third base. Burns remains at second. And now with 1 out in the inning, the Red Wings will go to Fernando Romero from the bullpen. Wings manager Joel Skinner heading to the mound to get the baseball from Sam Clay. And we'll step away for a moment. Buffalo has padded the lead in the 8th. It's 3-0 Bisons, and we'll return after this on Fox Sports 1280. Off the 5th inning with a double, later coming in to score. Strong right-handed batter. Romero looks back to second. Throws the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner near the belt. 0-1. Buffalo 3, Red Wings 0. The Wings have been no hit so far by TJ Zoik. Back-to-back really strong at starts for Zoik. Shut down Toledo his last time out. He shut down the Red Wings tonight. The 0-1 from Romero. Swing and a miss. The fastball by the bat of Kivlahan at 97 miles an hour. 0-2 is the count on Patrick Kivlahan. Romero stretches. He fires. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Slider strikes out Kivlahan as Romero made quick work of him. Well, 2 outs now in the 8th. And now Romero will face Jordan Patterson. Patterson's 1 for 2 with an infield single. He's also been hit by a pitch tonight. 3 Bisons hit by pitches tonight. Actually, 2 Bisons hit by pitches, but 3 different times. Jonathan Davis has been plunked twice. Tall left-handed batter Patterson. Romero's pitch swung on late and fouled to the screen above the third base dugout. Patterson really late on that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1 on Patterson. 3-0 Buffalo, top of the 8th. Looks like Romero's throwing some really good stuff tonight, just 4 pitches in. He's firing some bullets up there. 1-strike pitch inside, and that hit Patterson. Fastball at 98 miles an hour hit Patterson in the leg. So both Jonathan Davis and Jordan Patterson have been hit by pitches twice tonight. That cut in, and I think it actually hit the top of the, or the bottom, I guess, of the left thigh of Patterson. His back leg hit just above the knee. Looked like sort of a glancing blow, so that will maybe take some of the effects away of that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Santiago Espinal, the batter. Fastball hits the outside corner, 0-1. Espinal, the 7th hitter of this inning. An inning in which Buffalo has scored twice to stretch the lead to 3-0. Romero's 0-1. Espinal swings and misses at the breaking pitch, 0-2. Jonathan Davis hit by a pitch to begin the inning, and then Brito singled him to third base. Andy Burns doubled in the run on an 0-2 pitch before Bo Taylor's sac fly to center brought in the second run of the inning. And at that point, the Wings brought in Romero to replace Sam Clay. Here it is, swinging a high drive the other way to right. Speeding back on it, Ramon Flores. He's still on the move, and he gets there to make the catch right as he got to the warning track. So that ends the inning. 2 runs in, though, for Buffalo, and they now lead it 3-0. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Still no hits for the Wings, and Brandon Barnes will lead off the inning when we come back on Fox Sports 12. Brandon Barnes leads off the bottom of the 8th for the Red Wings. Zoik, the towering right-handed sinker baller, begins the windup. First pitch of the 8th. Swung on and chopped foul through the third base coach's box. 0-1. Well, Zoik's at 93 pitches. Again, his season high is 103. And Brian Baker is now throwing behind him in the Buffalo bullpen. 0-1 to Barnes. Slider low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buffalo has not thrown a no-hitter since they returned to the IL in 98. The pitch up and away, 2-1 2-1 on Barnes. And since Buffalo returned to the IL in 98, they have not thrown a no-no. The kick, 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2. Barnes kind of flailing away at a wide sweeping slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The last guy to throw a no-hitter for the Buffalo Bisons, you may have heard of him, Bartolo Colon. In comes the pitch. Slider squibbed foul up the third base side. It's still 2-2. Bartolo Colon in the Old American Association, June 20th, 1997. No hit New Orleans. Two and two the count on Barnes. Zoik pitches again. Swing and a miss. The fastball struck him out. 1 away in the 9th. That will bring up, or in the 8th, 1 out in the 8th. That will bring up Tomas Teliz. Believe that Bartolo Colon no-hitter in 97 is still the only no-hitter in what is now named Salem Field, which opened up in 88 in downtown Buffalo. Switch hitting Teliz, batting lefty. Zoik rifles in the pitch. Fastball line to left field. Coming on Forrest Wall, and he'll get there before the catch. Talese hit it sharply, but it carried out to Forrest Wall, who scooted in just 2 or 3 strides to easily catch it. The Wings have had 2 or 3 balls hit the left fairly sharply, but almost right to Forrest Wall. There have been a couple of other fairly close calls as far as hits. And now Xander Wheel will come up. Wheel is 0 for 2, having grounded out to shortstop twice. The pitch from Zoik grazed Wheel. It hit him. The pitch ran inside and just did brush Wheel's body. And so he's awarded first, having been hit. That ends a streak of 15 men in a row retired by Zoik since he walked Mike Miller with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. So a man on at first with 2 outs. 3-0 Buffalo as Ronald Torreyes comes up to face Zoik now. You've got the 6'7" Zoik on the mound facing the, roughly 5'7" Ronald Torreyes at the plate. Not a foot of difference between these two guys. Zoik fires. Torreyes hits a fly ball, shallow center. Roman Fields coming in. He'll get there to make the catch. Said Roman Fields had Jonathan Davis, who came in and made the grab. Off the bat, that looked like it might float in there, but Davis got there rather routinely to end the inning. And through 8, the Wings still do not have a hit. Buffalo 3, Rochester nothing on Fox Sports 1280. Top of the 9th inning, but all eyes and ears will be on the bottom of the 9th inning tonight. 3-0 Buffalo. The Wings have been no hit through 8 innings at Frontier Field. Forrest Wall will lead off the top of the 9th against Fernando Romero. 7,086, the announced crowd tonight at Frontier Field. The Romero pitch swung on and laced up the middle. Diving backhand play by Torreyes, and from his knees he throws out Wall at first. A sensational play by Ronald Torreyes. Wow. That was lined up the middle. Torreyes playing on the second base side of the bag in the shift. And the Red Wings shortstop dove back to his right, just almost throwing his glove at the ball. And he short hopped it, and then from his knees he threw out Wall at first. On a night that's featured several good defensive plays, I think that clearly is the Culligan catch of the game. Roman Fields is now batting, little left-handed batter. Romero from the stretch pitches, and it tails outside 1-0. In the 9th, the Wings will have Mike Miller, Ian Miller, and Drew Maggi due to bat. Will they be facing T.J. Zoik or not? Brian Baker's still warming up in the bullpen. Zoik has thrown 101 pitches. The Romero 1-0 runs outside 2-0. Buffalo 3, Red Wings nothing. The history of Frontier Field, there have been only 2 no-hitters thrown in this ballpark completely. There also was that 2-city suspended no-hitter with Durham, if you count that one. The pitch, low and inside, 3-0. And there's only been 1 single pitcher no-hitter thrown at Frontier Field, thrown by a guy who would later pitch for the Wings, Jeremy Cummings for Scranton Wilkes-Barre in 2006. Romero's 3-0 pitch. Fastball called a strike, 3-1. This will be the first time a team has taken a no-hitter into the 9th inning since the final Red Wings home game of 2016, when Lehigh Valley came 1 out away from a combined no-hitter on a night in which they clinched a playoff spot. Romero fires the pitch home, and he misses very low for ball 4. So Roman Fields draws a 1-out walk. He's on at first base in front of Jonathan Davis. In 2016, the final home game of the year for the Wings were still trying to cling to any hopes of getting the wild card, but Lehigh Valley beat them that night to clinch the wild card and came 1 out away from no-hitting the Red Wings as they did it. Davis batting, Fields a big lead at first. He's not going. Romero's pitch fouled down by Davis, 0-1. Ben Lively pitched the first 6 innings of that game on September 2nd, 2016. Joely Rodriguez then pitched 2 hitless innings, and Elvis Araujo set down the first 2 men in the 9th before he walked James Beresford And then Reynaldo Rodriguez singled after Beresford had taken second on defensive indifference. Beresford scored the run, and the Wings actually got a run in that game. The pitch, inside, 1-1 the count. And that was the only Red Wing hit, that Reynaldo Rodriguez two-out single in the ninth, last home game of 2016. Buffalo 3, Red Wings nothing. Runner at first, one away, 1-1 the count on the leadoff man Davis. Romero's pitch cuts outside, 2 balls and a strike. There have been, I believe, 2 no-hitters thrown in the IL this season, both combined jobs by Durham. Single pitcher no-hitters, especially of 9 innings, are a rarity in minor league baseball. Romero's 2-1, grounded towards second, glove by Miller. He shovels to Torreyes running by, touches second one, throws the first, not quite in time. Boy, that would have been an acrobatic double play. Because of where the defense was positioned in the shift, Miller, the second baseman, gloved that, moving to his right on the shortstop side of the bag, and then he pitched the ball to Torreyes running in front of him from shortstop. Torreyes touched second and threw on the run, and they almost doubled off Davis at first base. That would have been one of the more interesting 4-6-3 double plays you've ever seen. Davis at first, Socrates Brito the batter with 2 men out. Romero's first pitch to him is a fastball a little low for ball 1. 1-0. Some of these double play attempts these days look a little bit differently because of the evolution of defensive shifts, and that would have been a very uniquely looking double play. The 1-0, there's a strike called, 1-1. That's something I believe the Red Wings have practiced a little bit, although in this case, with Mike Miller, he has not been with the team that long. He's only been with the Red Wings a couple of weeks. I think a lot of that was just baseball instincts and athleticism from those two, Miller and Torreyes up the middle. The kick, Romero fires, and the pitch is in the dirt. It bounces right out in front of Talese, but he doesn't spot it in time, and Davis scrambles down to second base on the wild pitch. Davis, a fast runner, and as soon as he saw that ball squirt out of the mitt of Talese, he had bolted for second. And by the time Talese spotted the ball, he had no chance to try and throw out Davis. So Davis is at second with 2 men out. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Socrates Brito. Brito's 1 out of 4 in the game with a single and a run scored just last inning. Romero kicks and fires. The pitch way up high all the way to the backstop. Now that's a wild pitch. And Davis ends up at third base on a fastball that looked like almost all the way to the screen on the fly. 3-1 on Brito. 3-0 Buffalo again in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Wings try to get their first hit of the game. They will have Mike Miller leading it off, then Ian Miller, followed by Drew Maggi. Three balls and a strike on Brito. Romero unloads, swinging a ground ball to first base. Picked up by Wheel. He'll take it to the bag, and that ends the inning. No runs. A man left at third base. The Red Wings will go to the bottom of the 9th, trailing 3-0, and in search of their first hit of the game on Fox Sports 1280. They've had only 2 base runners all night, a walk and a hit batsman. Mike Miller, who walked in the 3rd inning, will lead off the bottom of the 9th against TJ Zoik. 3-0 Buffalo. The Red Wings have been no-hit through 8 innings. Zoik at 101 pitches takes the mound for the bottom of the 9th. The 6'7" right-hander's first pitch is inside, a ball, 1-0. Outfield leaves a gap in left center. The infield mostly straight away from Miller, with Ian Miller on deck. Zoik cranks in the pitch. Mike Miller swings and misses at a fastball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. A walk in the 3rd for Miller. He grounded out to third base in the 6th. Zoik turns and pitches. Sinker low, 2-1. Zoik's at a new season high in pitches, 104 of them. He's being backed up by Brian Baker in the Buffalo bullpen. The former first-round pick delivers, and it's inside. 3-1. Very few three-ball counts for Zoik tonight. He'll touch the rosin bag backside of the mound. Sweaty palms time for him. Now he returns to the top of the slope. The 3-1 on the way. Swinging a foul ball chopped behind the plate. 3-2. Zoik has been pitching solidly. Turned in a good game against the Wings in late July, though he got off to a rough start and then settled in. He's been fairly well locked in from the first pitch tonight. 3-2 the count. He fires. Miller swings and grounds one to third. Kivlahan picks it up, throws to first, and there's one out in the ninth inning. Ian Miller will be the batter now. Miller is 0 for 3. The Red Wings' new leadoff man has lined out to left, flied out to left, and grounded out to first. So now he steps in there to face TJ Zoik. Left-handed hitter in there against Zoik. Zoik kicks and pitches. And it's in the dirt for ball one. That bounced up and got a piece of Bo Taylor, the catcher. Now, Ian Miller is the sort of guy that certainly is capable of bunting for a hit. Went out in a no-hitter in the ninth and a 3-0 Buffalo lead. And now, unfortunately for Zoik, he could have a little bit of his momentum taken away or his rhythm taken away because Taylor is stung by that last pitch that hit him. Bobby Meacham is going out to home plate, the manager for the Bisons, along with their trainer, Bob Tarpey. That pitch in the dirt bounced up and hit Taylor somewhere maybe near his left wrist. Seemed to be, he was indicating a problem with his hand or his wrist. Maybe even that, I guess it's possible that clanked off his mitt in an awkward way and hurt his thumb somehow. And Taylor being looked at by Bob Tarpey, the athletic trainer for the Bisons. It almost looked, now Zoik gets really extreme movement and time on his pitches. And Bo Taylor, newcomer to the Blue Jays system, maybe isn't real familiar with Zoik's stuff as now the trainer heads back to the dugout. Looked like Taylor was reaching across his body to backhand that low sinker, and that tailed back and actually hit him on the skin of his wrist under the mitt. So anyway, Ian Miller's back in. Zoik fires, and it is a called strike. Something off speed to even the count, 1-1. That certainly could be the case. Taylor probably has not dealt with Zoik much, and Zoik gets tons of movement on that sinker. His 1-1, backdoor breaking ball stayed a tad outside. 2 balls and a strike on Ian Miller. Drew Maggi on deck, 3-0 Buffalo in the ninth. 1 out, nobody on. The Red Wings have not gotten a hit. The righty cranks in the pitch. Miller takes the fastball low. And a 3-1 count. Back-to-back 3-1 counts for Zoik. Like he did when he went 3-1 on Mike Miller. He goes back and touches the rosin bag. Returns to the top of the slope. And now the 6'7" right-hander brings in the 3-1 pitch. Miller swings and lines one towards center. Davis coming in, dives, and he made the catch! Jonathan Davis caught it with a dive in center field. A sinking line drive from Ian Miller, caught by the diving Jonathan Davis in center to preserve the no-hitter and get Zoik to within 1 out of a no-no. And he caught it. Looking at the replay, he caught it. That was not a trap. Jonathan Davis, a spectacular diving catch in center on the sinking line drive from Ian Miller that looked for all the world like it was going to be a base hit. Drew Maggi comes up now, right-handed hitter. 2 outs, nobody on in the ninth, 3-0 Buffalo. Zoik's first pitch to Maggi. Fastball overthrown outside, 94 miles an hour on his 113th pitch of the game from TJ Zoik. Zoik throws the 1-0. Maggi swings and rolls it back to the mound. Zoik fields it, underhands to first, and that's a no-hitter. TJ Zoik has thrown a 9-inning no-hitter as the Red Wings are shut out 3-0 in Game 1 of the series. Zoik celebrating with his teammates near first base. He's already had a bunch of water and ice dumped on him. The Bisons players jumping around on the infield dirt off of first base as the Frontier Field fans applaud the effort of TJ Zoik, who just threw the second ever complete game 9-inning no-hitter in the history of Frontier Field. The first Buffalo Bisons no-hitter since 1997 when a guy named Bartolo Colon threw it. Drew Maggi on a 1-0 count got jammed by Zoik's sinker. Maggi grounded it right back to him, and Zoik reached over, all 6-7 of them, plucked it off the dirt on the front of the mound, and then ran halfway to first, shoveled it underhanded to his first baseman Patterson to complete the 9-inning no-hitter. Wow. So just the third complete no-hitter in the history of Frontier Field. The second one ever thrown by a single pitcher, as TJ Zoik, with some help from Jonathan Davis in the ninth, throws the 9-inning no-no. Well, a tough loss for the Red Wings tonight, falling back to 500 with 14 games left on the season. They now drop to 2 games back behind Buffalo in the standings. A no-hitter tonight at Frontier Field thrown by TJ Zoik, retiring 27 of the 29 men he faced. We'll talk more about it on the Red Wing postgame show coming up next on Fox Sports 1280.